India has denied allegations in a report by UK daily The Guardian that accuses India of conducting targeted killings in Pakistan to eliminate terrorists. The ministry has called it false and malicious anti-India propaganda and quoted Foreign Minister EAM Jaishankar, who said that targeted killings in other countries were not the policy of the Indian government. The report mentions 20 such assassinations were carried out by the Indian intelligence agency RAW since the Pulwama attack of 2019, and also stated it's based on evidence supplied by Pakistan in interviews with intelligence officials from both sides of the border. The Guardian also reported that India had drawn its inspiration from Israeli intelligence agency Mossad and Russia's KGB, which have been linked to extrajudicial killings on foreign soil. Well, let me bring in Ajay Dandial for more details on this story. In fact, also it's important to note that US and Canada had also blamed India for something similar, something which of course India had denied as well. Ajay, what are the contents of this report and what has been India's response on it? I think we've lost that connection with Ajay there, it seems, but these of course are the big updates coming in. Reportedly, The Guardian in this report also said that India had drawn inspiration from the Israeli intelligence agency and Russia's KGB. The Pakistan government has apparently produced documents about some of these killings mentioned in the report and also stated the report but could not verify the claim. This is not the first time India has been accused of killing on foreign soil, remember, as I said. Sanjeev Srivastava, international affairs expert, joins us on the broadcast. Sanjeev, what is your first reaction to this report that is coming and the Indian response?
Well, Uday, first of all, very good morning to you. Good morning to all the viewers. Uday, such kind of reports obviously are attempt to malign the image of India, and in particular the Prime Minister Modi led government and this new India, the kind of fight this new India is having against terrorism. Such kind of reports are a conspiracy to raise questions about India's fight against terrorism. And when the United States of America or European countries, they conduct operations whether against Osama bin Laden or Alman al-Jawahiri or Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi or other terrorist organizations in other countries, these Western media groups, they do not raise any questions on those operations. But when India fights against terrorism very, very hard with zero tolerance approach, then such kind of questions are raised against India, against non-Western countries. So this shows their double standard, their biased approach with regard to dealing with the non-Western countries, and that is why such reports are to be rejected. India, doesn't have any policy of carrying out extrajudicial killings. India does not believe in the extrajudicial killings. India, obviously, we fight very hard. This new India under the Prime Minister, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has a zero tolerance approach against terrorism. This new India does not tolerate acts of terrorism. And whenever any terrorist carry out any such acts of terrorism, we respond to it. We have carried out 2 strikes inside Pakistan, and wherever such terrorists are hiding, India is pursuing them very, very hard. But whatever actions we take, we follow the judicial process. And we do not carry out extraterritorial killings, extrajudicial killings, and that is not India's approach. India is the largest democracy on the planet, and we are a responsible, democracy. So I think such reports are biased reports. Such reports are attempt to malign the image of India, in particular the image of Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. And at this point of time, when the elections are going on in India, the largest elections in the world, India is obviously the largest democracy on the planet. These reports are attempts or conspiracies to make kind of interference into the entire election process and to attempt to impact this election in a negative way, and particularly targeting the Prime Minister and Modi's government. So I think such reports must be rejected.
Yes.
And it has no, they have not given any They have just mentioned about some intelligence officials.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Madhav Nalapat, editorial director of the Sunday Guardian, also is joining us now. Madhav Nalapat, your first reaction to this report, its contents, and now the Indian response as well that is coming.
Look, the fact of the matter is that if you check my writings, I've been saying for several years that Sino-Wahhabi lobby has been targeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi because this is a Prime Minister who, frankly, has pursued an independent foreign policy. And, we can say in the times of non-alignment, so-called, we were actually taking a pro-Soviet position. And then there were efforts to take it in a different direction. But today we are genuinely taking an independent policy. We are very friendly with the Russian Federation. We are also friendly with the EU. And we are, in matters of defense, we are coming closer and closer to the United States. Now, there's a very strong, well-funded Sino-Wahhabi lobby active in Canada. I mean, the Trudeau family's links with China are very well known. I mean, there's no secret. And it is therefore no accident that Justin Trudeau began this calumny against the Prime Minister and his government that the targeted assassinations have become a part of the weapons used by the government, which is absurd. Subsequently, the people in the lobby, the Sino-Wahhabi lobby in the United States, they started repeating the same allegations. And amazingly, a country that is supposed to be fighting terror is now spending so much of energy basically trying to break up ties between the two largest democracies in the world in defense of a known facilitator of terrorism, religious exclusivism, fanaticism, and it is astonishing, quite frankly. I mean, the extent to which this kind of activity has gone on. And then you have that exemplar of good conduct, that exemplar of counter-terrorism. The Pakistan military, and its satellite state of Pakistan giving allegations against India. This is a systematic campaign of lies and deception. The fact is that the Indian system does not at all condone any such extrajudicial or any such, if I may say so, incentive to commit acts of terror anywhere. There's no question about that. In fact, I would like to say we are paying a lot of attention to asymmetric warfare. We need to beef up our cyber security defenses. We need to ensure a lot of investment in that kind of asymmetric methods. But at no stage, according to the information that I have, has India been in any way involved in this kind of, if I may say so, GHQ Rawalpindi type of asymmetric warfare. In no way at all. India is the polar opposite of Pakistan. We have a thriving community of Muslims, Christians, and other religious minorities in India. Compare that with the fate of the religious minorities in Pakistan, and you will get the difference. It's night and day. So the fact is, this is part of the drive of the Sino-Wahhabi lobby to try and somehow ensure that the BJP tally comes down in the Lok Sabha polls, that regard and respect for the BJP is replaced by fear and a narrative of vindictiveness, a narrative of basically bending the laws of justice and the rule of law for political purposes. That narrative is being pushed by the Sino-Wahhabi lobby, and this kind of absurd allegations against India is part of that. So I would like to say that I do not believe that the Indian people are going to fall for
okay.
this.
Professor Nalapat,
people in other.
Yes, Professor Nalapat, appreciate you joining us with your perspective on that story. Also, thanks to Sanjeev Srivastav, who joined us earlier.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.